Yo, what up YouTube? Welcome back to the video. Today's video is another ranked gameplay with Gibraltar. Now, in this gameplay in particular, I'll be showing you guys pretty much how to win as a team. Now, this is probably the best team composition for Kings Canyon, which is Gibraltar, Ash, and Wattson. And I'll be showing you guys in this video exactly why that is. But hopefully you guys enjoy the gameplay, and hopefully this helps you get a little better on Kings Canyon. Alright guys,
Hitting like
welcome
100, so
back
I just kept getting
to
knocked. I just
the
kept getting away.
video.
Or I'd have to get away.
So started off, I like to talk about where we're landing. So we're landing map room. The reason for that is it's actually a really good spot to land, especially if you don't have a character on your team that can scan beacons. Now, Ash, Wattson, and Gibby, I feel like is the best comp for this rank split on Kings Canyon. A lot of these buildings, Watson's extremely good at holding down a lot of these buildings on Kings Canyon compared to other maps with their building structures. The layout on these buildings are absolutely better. And Ash is a really good character to get straight to those buildings or straight to the high ground with her portal. And of course, Gibby just being the best legend in the game in general. Alright, so this team absolutely gets defeated. One clipped. Matt and Maggie playing the bubble, getting the other weapons because I need it. Reload, melee back. And again, meleeing in the bubble is huge to do, especially if you don't have a shotty to get that distance, because you want to create that distance, immediately capitalize on that distance. That's exactly what happened right there. So whenever you don't have a shotty, just try to melee as much as possible in the bubble. Right there went crazy. 315 damage off rip, 3 kills, and you're setting good. And the main goal is to get KP early. Now, unfortunate that our one teammate didn't get any kills at all, but he's not too worried about it because he knows late game he can get all of his KP there, which is a great mental to have, and you always want to think like that. You also always want to play off the person that has the most KP. For the fact that I have 3 KP already, my teammates should play off my kills, and we should just play safe and play zone the entire time. They could have aped you, but I was already up there with them. So there's. And right here, we're going over why I got aped instead of my teammate. So my teammate did land right below me, and they were going to drop down on him, but the fact that I was up top, they're like, let's just focus this dude since he's up top with us. And thankfully I was able to the one clip. The car is absolutely insane. Just saying, I highly recommend it. Even though I feel like the R9 is better, there are a lot of times when I use the car and it just absolutely shreds. So I recommend using it a good bit. Of course, I switch out to a 301 right away because the 301 is going to be the best gun in the game no matter what you do. No matter what legend you play, 301 is just the most accurate gun, no matter if you're MK or controller.
Oh my god, C-Fly, you literally sounded like 3 people.
I am 3 people. I just fucking shit on 3 people, 3v3. No, you said I sound like 3 people. I don't know if y'all. I know I had the gameplay a little low, so hopefully you guys can hear like some of my teammates' audio whenever I'm not talking. But that's funny.
All those PK shots, bro. Whenever you start hitting hundreds with PK every time, you see different.
And that's what the debate right now is what's better to use, PK or Mastiff? And it just depends on how you feel about the weapons. If you feel like you're consistently hitting with a PK, you might as well just use the PK over the Mastiff with any gun you use. I know you can follow the strict rule of, the slower weapons, you should always use a Mastiff so you have that faster rate of fire. But if you can hit solid shots with the PK, use it. I don't see any bullets. And especially if you play Gibby a lot and you try to fight in the bubble a lot, use the PK. But if you're gonna be fighting, teams and buildings, or not use the bubble as much when you're fighting, try to use the Massive no matter what weapon combos you're using. I recommend Massive if you're not bubble fighting as much. I feel like they're both equal in the bubble. PK has potential to two-shot people. Again, if you hit those shots correctly. End of the day, that it pretty much takes 3 shots to knock someone down. Mastiff's going to be faster at doing that, so it is smarter to use a Mastiff at all times. But if you feel comfortable with PK, and you like to take your time in the bubble, like take your time in between shots, like take a shot, get set in a bubble, relocate, or whatever it is to do to take less damage, pop out again. That's the beauty of the PK. So again, our addiction with Cage, we're immediately rotating the Cage. We have the intel, even though we don't have a scan legend. Landing that map room, then rotating over here is absolutely huge. And there's a lot of circles that end close to map room. So that's a really good spot to land. It can be really populated, like a lot of people land there. But All right, quick.
Wait,
Since you have a
armor
better
up.
shot, climb up
Again,
and
just
land
land
first.
there, especially if you don't have a scan legend. And I feel like this is the best comp for this map, so it's a good potential landing spot for everybody.
I broke one of them. I
Again,
broke
whenever
right.
you hold
I
height
broke
like
his
that,
right
you have to
pre-shot.
watch those holes right there. And again, if you guys watched the last YouTube video that I uploaded, it talked about throwing alt on this building to force
I'll
these
have
guys
alt
off
in
high
a
ground.
few seconds. I'm at 98%.
So right here, we're waiting for
give
my
you-
alt. Just use it. Again, you just want to use your alt, rinse and repeat on this in this area, in this exact same spot. You just want to throw it right in the middle of the building. So if they're up top, they're going to get punished for
Come
it.
here.
I'm right here. He's trying to Ash alt on top.
I'm breaking him. Hurry up.
The reason why I was panicking,
What?
saying I was breaking him,
Oh.
I wasn't really caring about me breaking him. I was
Is
more
that
worried
like
about the fact that I was taking a lot of damage, but his alt wouldn't connect for some reason. So right there, what I did, I looked around before I threw my bubble. Um, Easy 1v2s. We take those all day.
Right, and last one
Their
right here,
third
AFK.
was AFK, unforged. So the reason why I took my time on the bubble, whenever you go up to fight this high ground, a lot of times when you go up zip, you immediately throw bubble.
Place,
You
bro.
have
I
to
know,
look
I was
at
just
exactly
panicking because
where
my
you're
alt
throwing
was hitting
bubble.
me.
Because if you throw bubble on those fences right there, it's just going to fall through. It's going to go on the lower platform, and you're not going to have a bubble. So that's why when I came up, I took my time when I threw my bubble, because I don't want to accidentally make it fall through the floor, and we're just going to lose that fight, which we should have easily won. Teammate got knocked. I could potentially got swarmed by both the guys, and then it would have been a 2v1 with my teammate at a disadvantage. So good thing I threw my bubble at the right spot. Able to take that bubble fight for free just because, I feel comfortable in the bubble. As you guys know, bubble's what I do best. So it's a good thing that I took my time and put it on the exact platform instead of, again, it falling to the floor. So whenever you're pushing this, again, take your time. You look exactly where you're throwing your bubble. That so you make sure you actually have it to fight with. I feel like I just repeated that way too many times than necessary. Alright, so right here, I'm actually going to skip a lot of this game.
How often you go against Wattson?
Skip like 10 minutes. The reason for that is we have this spot for free. We have a Wattson, and you're able to hold this spot this entire time as Wattson, which is absolutely insane to me.
Because they're on the up top part.
Again, we're just holding it with Wattson. So now we can finally push this team.
No, it's safe. You can take it. It's just constant.
Because this building is the next building in zone, is what you want to hold. So we're able to hold that entire building until we found out the next circle, and then we just relocated. Because we already have kills. I have 5 kills. We have Wattson. We might as well hold the building. We overtook it with this caustic having so many traps. Even though they played up top for some reason, they should have stayed in this building. So again, if you're not using Wattson, use caustic, because this building would have been huge for them to hold as caustic, because it would be literally pretty much impossible to try to push these guys in this building, especially if they held the staircase. So right here, what I'm doing is I'm making sure that I'm covering up the fence. This is a good tactic to use if you're playing with a Wattson, or if you're even a Wattson main. Because whenever you go on the fence, of course, like, your teammates can go through it, like right there, Tim went through it. It goes away. So if you stand on top of it, it stays away the entire time until you get off it, then it comes back. So you can pretty much trick people into walking into it. So as soon as someone walks in, what I'm planning to do is immediately get off of it, so they're pretty much trapped in there, and their teammates cannot help them out. So that's exactly what I'm doing right now. I'm pretty much trying to bait this door so they walk in for free, and I'm gonna shut them out immediately. And I don't do this just once. I do this twice actually in this game. This is the thing I like to do with my teammate, is this particular thing. So if you have a Wattson, to take advantage of this. Pushes through. Now he can't back up, and I stop the horizon. I get her one shot, unfortunate 9 right there. I play it safe. We're not able to capitalize on the horizon, but I immediately stop them from pushing. The Loba gets absolutely destroyed because she cannot back up. She has no support from her teammates because we block her off right there. So if you guys ever play the Wattson, I highly recommend, as long as you're in a safe spot, sit there and try to bait someone coming in. Like, make sure your teammates are moving around a lot. Make sure they're playing a little far back so they feel more comfortable just rushing in, and you immediately just cut them off by doing that. So again, smart thing to do, and I immediately go back my same spot. There's no reason to rush anything. This is the best building in this circle, of course. We have ultimate height from all the teams down low. They have to push up the staircase, which is this is a really awkward spot to try to, like,
have a fight to get to end circle, because if you have the ultimate height, you're going to win this game no matter what you do. So that's what we're making sure we're doing right now.
Quick, all I have is cells. Come here and take this. Purple.
So right here, I go ahead and take the gold, because it's smart to take the gold, especially since I have nothing but cells. I could ask for bats, but he already had a he only had a blue, so might as well switch to that purple and just me just get a gold. Plus, it's best to have gold for late game, especially for the final circle. It's best to take a syringe instead of a med kit, because you're gonna last a little bit longer. It's faster to take a syringe, of course.
Oh, I got
Right here, he gets Kraber. It's actually a good thing though, because it baits the team that want to push a little bit more. Caustic comes through. Again, I shut him off immediately. I get blasted, punished for it, but they get knocked. They overextend it because they got that knock with the Kraber. And I absolutely baited him for it. So it just shows how good that is, even though I got knocked, of course. I have a bad habit of hitting 9s for some reason, but we're able to get 2 knocked right there because of it. I stopped their push immediately. I griefed their best player to pretty much push inside of buildings. So that was huge. Again, I can't stress enough of how good that strat actually is. Even though it's not a safe spot, of course. Even in that corner, I could have got poked by the other door and get shredded for it, even though I can bubble at any point. One thing you want to make sure is you do not bubble if they're in this door right here that I'm at. Try not to panic bubble as soon as they walk in, because that's immediately going to shut up all the fences around you, and it's going to defeat the purpose of that strat. So it's kind of risky, but I recommend it. It's fun to do as well. It's not every day you play with a Wattson, really.
Switch off my gold.
But whenever you do play with a Wattson, it's really smart to do, and it makes Wattson a really good legend just for that reason.
We kind of do, kind of don't.
We go up top and win.
So here we're talking about our strat, like how we're going to play this out, because the final zone does end up top and through the staircase, actually.
Well, I got red.
I know, I'm gonna drop on him and fight him.
Oh, why shouldn't I do that?
So right here, I feel like as a Gibraltar, I have more health. I should drop down and try to grief the last teams while someone else goes up top and heals. But it's completely fine. I'm gonna go ahead and take that role.
Where they at?
And it actually works out because there's one guy still outside, and the best player to have a 1v1 is Gibraltar. So that is a positive side to it. But it's just a smart thing to do. Even though you probably want to get in that action, you know, I have 6 kills. There's no reason for me to go crazy and keep trying to get KP. I don't need any more KP. I was trying to find a reason to throw my arc stars.
I only see 2 teams down here.
But right here, he calls out that he only saw 2 teams down there, so there has to be someone up top. So right here, I'm trying to figure out exactly where the final circle is, but with all my teammates' traps, it was hard to see it.
I'm gonna try to
like his fences.
here. You guys have to sacrifice yourselves.
Yeah,
Hit Val.
I have Valk for 71.
So right here, yeah, I'm willing just to go ahead and just stay up here while my teammates sacrifice themselves. So what they're doing is pretty much make sure their health get really low down there,
Right here.
and they plan to die anyway.
I'm in a 1v right now.
So you know we win these 1vs. He gets a shield swap.
fine.
Unfortunately, I get stuck in this box, but again, if you
He's
hit
1
those big
HP.
numbers with PK, huge. Hit him for 102. That's all you can ask for in those situations. So right here, I'm trying to take storm damage, and you always want to do this when you want to be the one healing. The reason for that, you can actually take your syringe or your med kit a lot sooner, so when it fully closes in, you only have a few more seconds left, because it does big chunks. So if you only have like 2 more seconds left, you're able to get that med kit off or that syringe off with ease. So again, their goal is to pretty much die. They're going down there to do as much damage as possible to the enemy team, so the enemy team loses health heals, and they are not able to sit there and heal up. And the one thing I do not want to do is use my heat shields. You might, if you're wondering why I don't want to use my heat shields, because my heat shields will go all the way through the floor and give whoever's down low free health. They're able to live a little bit longer. They're able to take syringes while I'm sitting there trying to throw a heat shield down, doing an animation before I can heal. So I'm just going to sit here and chill. Hope they can stay alive long enough to do enough damage, so if I have to pop the syringe, I can do it very last second, and I'm going to outlive those guys since they're going to be not fully healthy.
She's broken. She's 1. Hitting a finisher.
Even though it's the boring part, again, someone has to do this, even if it's the Gibraltar. Make sure you commit to it. You don't want to throw the game, so that's what we did. We played it smart. We had them go down low. Even if they both got knocked, I still would have been up top
What's
to
going
heal
on?
up and
I
win
was
for
trying
us.
to get people to win.
And if someone does have gold knockdown, make sure the
Bro, I
person
can't
with gold
believe I
knockdown
got
is the
2
one
kills
up
with that
top,
stupid
not fighting at
block
all.
off trick, bro.
So all around, that was a really good game.
And then the
Not like the
fucking
most
caustic
action
with the
packed,
walk back
but
through it, bro.
that's just strict how you have to play it. You land, you get your kills early, you rotate to where the circle's pretty much going to end. We rotate the cage, overtook cage, and we stayed at cage for the longest time until we had to rotate that little building, and we held that the entire time. So that's why it's really good to have a Wattson or a Caustic on your team. I highly recommend Wattson. That way you get those free shields. The reason for Caustic is because people really can't push because all that gas that you can shoot through, of course, Wattson fences and stuff like that. But I just feel like Watson's really good to have. People can't spam nades because Watson all you get again, you get your shield back and you're able to do that strat that I did in that building where I pretty much cut off the fence so they didn't know there was a fence there. They walk through, and now they can't walk back and they're separated from their teammates. So it was a really good strat. I feel like this is a really good team comp for Kings Canyon. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Hopefully it was really informational. And see you guys in the next video. Peace.